Hi, I'm Riley Harvey for VCN, and you join us as we go live for the Moonriders Heroica series. We are on to race 7, which is the Paterberg, and we've got a few ascents of this fearsome climb to go through this evening. We've got 3 minutes left to go before the start of the race. Got a lot of the regular riders lining up. 61 riders so far online, and that will no doubt bump up a little bit as time goes by. We've got a few moments and we'll run over to RGT DB and check out the rankings as they stand at the moment. As I say, it's set up this event by Moonriders, who are a fantastic team of guys from all over the world, and if you're looking for a team to join up, then it'd be a good place to look. They've got their own Facebook page, and they're always happy to take on new riders. They do a few events of their own, and they also join in quite a lot of the community events and the bigger corporate events as well. Any of those people who are racing on RGT as well as just watching the stream, then you might be aware that there is an update due to land tomorrow. It's a compulsory update, so you won't be able to ride on RGT until you've completed the update. Worth having a look at getting that done before you're due to get into the next event. Give it a little bit of time so you're not rushing it. So the Heroica series, Heroica 3, it's a 12 race series. It's the best 8 out of the 12 races that count, so you can afford to drop 4 races, whether that's because you are busy, they don't fit your schedule, or perhaps they're on races that courses that you don't really think would suit you, then you can drop those. We're on stage 7 tonight. There's been a few of the riders and runners that have raced already. Christophe Contant's raced this morning, and he looks like he won the event this morning. Got maximum points. We've got a new little bit of a screen going on at the moment, so hopefully everybody out there in YouTube land can chat with each other and can keep each other entertained. My chat, I'm just not got that up at this moment. So going back to the racing, we've got Jonathan Orr in the lead, Cedric Daniels in second place, and Arnaud Dennett in third. Mark Robotson's not too far off in fourth position. So we're underway with Kay Barkley of OTR and Janssens going off at the front here, and then we see the Team 3R riders through the pack there. There's a heck of a lot of them tonight. And there's a number of Team 3R riders taking part, and they were, last time of checking, winning the overall team standing. There's a team and on this course as well. Gary Birch in third position, Hubble up in first momentarily there. Bears from Ratio Racing comes to the front of this race. So the top 3 overall is Jonathan Orr, Cedric Daniels, and Arnaud Dennett. And in the Team GC, running away, far and away in the lead at the moment, is Team 3R Credence, 3,148 points at the moment, which compared to the Ratio Racing, they've got 2,519. Wouter Clace, the Moonriders organizer, takes the front. Dave Anna in there as well. A few Peddlers racers in tonight as well. Got a good bit of grouping. Come around the back. Of course. Just a shout out to Karen Bailey, who's raced in all of the events so far, and I'm not sure, I've not checked through to see whether she's raced tonight. She appears to be the only lady that's taken part in the event, and as a result she's absolutely smashing the ladies category. Good to see that she's taking part and the effort and winning. I'm under the halfway marker. It's the section of the course that always catches me. Come through onto this segment, turning right, and then you hit 12% slope. And you think you're going to take some of your inertia through into this climb. It knocks it all out of you. Nick Greenhouse is up now near the front. And it could be James Melville just taking a bit of a flyer off the front of the pack. What? Orsinetti, I'm not sure of that rider on a name that springs to mind. I'm going to jump on YouTube so I can check if there's any messages coming in. So we are live this evening on 2 channels. Facebook is carrying the REAC e-racer training, and that's also on YouTube as well, and you should be able to find that if you're more interested in watching Rich and learning about training and asking questions. And you can also find that on YouTube or on the Facebook page. Hopefully you can see the chat running through in the YouTube screen. Got Let's Go Team 3R. Team 3R are going. A lot of them going off. So we're coming through now to the first climb. Paterberg. Got 6 laps of this to go. 6 ascents, and this is where we'll start to see the pack thinning out dramatically. Team 3R leaders on. These lower slopes, only 8%. Team 3R rider there, flying up the outside. Vanna Hubel goes off the front, cranking out 10 watts per kilogram, and 11 watts per kilogram up at the front there. Bovary, Orsinetti, Jonathan Orr leading the chase. These lower sections, 8%, creeps up to 20 before forgiving slightly, going into the start-finish straight. Orsinetti leaving the Hubel leaving the riders in his wake there, opening up a gap of 80 meters on that one ascent. Orsinetti leading the remaining riders. See there, Bovary for Team 3R, passing Orsinetti. Henrik Mard, Adelaires, Lorenzo Simons, oh yeah, Jay Vanna, and Cedric Daniels not too far away. Barry Sheppers, Too far away there either. Cincinnati bringing Bovary back in, but Hubel is still out there with a 150-meter gapping now. Oh yeah, they're just catching them, making a group of 3. Jonathan Orr just being distanced slightly. His teammate Vanna with him. They're not too far behind now. 9 meters back, and they've grouped back up this chasing group. Google way out in front. Significantly eased on the power now, though. Having made that big break. Enzo Simons leading the chase group. Possible that Google could be captured before the next ascent of Paterberg. And that's a big pack that's reformed behind him. There was a lot of breaking up there, but Arno Dennett catches back up to Hubel there. Wearing the same jersey. I'm not sure if they're both in team ASRT. They've reformed a big group as they come back into the Molenstraat. Get that heavy early gradient. Hubel's once again leading us into the Paterberg climb. Second time around. Don't be fooled by the 1 of 6 lap showing up in the left-hand corner above the rider names. That's the lap that my avatar is on, and my avatar doesn't move very fast. He's only in there to keep us in the race. Past Ariza there, the back markers. Hubel over the line again, opening up a gap this time of 52 meters. Don't think that's quite as decisive as the first climb Paterberg was. Perhaps they're fading, they've gone a little bit too hard. Jonathan Orr, Bovary, Jonathan Orr coming over in 4th position there, and looking like he's going to be securing himself some more points in the general classification tonight. Just gonna have a scan down the field. Do like to give a shout out to as many riders that have taken part in the event as possible. Give everybody a little bit of airtime. We've got Jonathan Orr, Forcinetti, Bovary, and Boy here there in the screen. It seems to have been a bit more of a selection this time at the Paterberg though, with groups splitting into first position, chasing group of 4, and bigger group of John Beams, Cedric Daniels, Henrik Mard, Nick Greenhalgh, Barkley, Lorenzo Simons there. With a group following those, Uterklaes, Stimson, Colonel, and behind we've got Arno Dennett, who was up in the front briefly not very long ago at all, with Joris Sheppers harrying his wheel there. Mark Rowbottom, a regular in the events and another of the Ratio Racing guys. Vermont, Parks, Vesper, Janssens and Newton. And again we see another Team 3R rider there. Really comes to this event in force as we see Forstner, Ibanez, Rob Miller in the company of Daniel Schock there. Sharing a little bit of the work on the front. Soderberg, Austin, and we've Caruso, Team ADR, Kovacic, Mallard, and Ross Collins, I think it is there. Van Bears with Paul Dell. A. Williams, Hansen Jessen and Simon Miller. Krasnoborski ups in the line after a big effort. Marcoy, Gary Birch and Alex Plager. Zilli, David Brookhusen, a regular from the PRT handicaps on Thursday, which we cover on BCN. Mike Wareham, Hayes, Rundell, Luther and Kiwi, Sartori, WTS, and Barnes. Argenson, Perez, Bentley, and the most high 420, and Ariza. We're going to head back up to the front end of the race if there's been any changes. Now we see Bovary, Oya, Fusinetti, and Jonathan Orr have all caught back up to Hubel. Now just on these final bits of descent before it starts climbing back up towards Paterberg. We'll see Hubel's prepared to put in the efforts again to drop them here. There's been a big gap created to goes Hubel once again. Well, obviously a fan of these steep climbs. Although not going as deep as they were earlier. They're at 7 watts per kilogram. They were up as 10, 11 watts per kilogram earlier on this evening. Heart rate's quite low for such a big effort, 157. Just as it goes a bit steeper, kicks on. Hubel now being passed by Jonathan Orr, Forcinetti. Those big climbs and distances he was putting in on the Paterberg, now not enough to keep the riders at bay for the entire lap. Forcinetti and Orr just slowly opening up a gap on Hubel. And good evening to Christophe Contant, who's joining us in the chat. That mark is coming up now, which will cause some level of disruption to the riders. There's the chance of auto braking occurring, but also confusion as a rider that you're chasing suddenly disappears into the melee of riders. Sure whether you're on the same lap as them or not. Coming up on Sartori there, 51st position. Bosinetti, Hubel and Jonathan all riding together into this climb. It does really kick at the beginning. Jonathan Orr now pushes on. Stretching Hubel and Forcinetti. Very punishing climb, this one. Doesn't look it. Every time I come to these courses on RGT now, it seems like the depth of graphics in the background is increasing. See trees on the distant horizon there. Oh, there's these beautiful but foreboding clouds that are floating around as well. Let me go with the European weather. Sunshine with a permanent threat of rain. We're in the cockpit with Hubel at the moment. A heart rate down at 155. Certainly fitter than me to be able to achieve this sort of pace with that heart rate. And Christoph Contant saying it's a fantastic pace at the front, and it is very rapid. We're jumping with Jonathan Orr as we go up the Paterberg this next time around. We're just coming into the base of it now. 9 kilometers of this race remaining. Jonathan Orr is pushing into the base of this climb now, making his presence felt. And up on the back marker Pluta. Hubel responding. Jonathan Orr, heart rate up at 170 now. I'll continue climbing as he does. 174, 175. Forcinetti, the one making the efforts on the climb this time around. And Hubel goes once again. Taking the lead. 10 watts per kilogram, 11.5 watts per kilogram there for Hubel on the lead. Jonathan Orr steadier, 6.8, 7.1. Heart rate's up at 183. Forcinetti now, 184, maxing for Jonathan Orr as we're coming up this climb. Forcinetti just in front. 85 on the heart rate. Huge numbers all around for Jonathan Orr. Forcinetti now just keeping the pace on, trying to stay away. Forcinetti heart rate 48. Hubel machine has had to up his game there. His heart rate's gone up to 171. now sat in behind Kiwi. Riders on different laps to yourself do not give you the same drafting advantage. It's worth noting that whilst Hubble will benefit from sitting on the wheel of Kiwi, he's not going to benefit as much as if it was the wheel of Forcinetti or Jonathan Orr. Forcinetti and Orr are making it back to Hubble. Hubble's eased off somewhat on these flatter sections as Forcinetti catches back up. And eases these three lead riders. Like they're going to go back round to do battle once more together on the Paterberg. While these three are linked back up again, we'll drop back in the pack. We see Cedric Daniels there. The lead of the following riders. We've got Henrik Mard. Oh yeah, Bovary. Bovary, who was doing quite a lot of work on the front of this race earlier on. Together in a tight group. Arno Dennett and Nick Greenhalgh not too far behind. They're only 70 meters back on this group. It will be a consideration for these riders if Arno and Nick Greenhalgh are able to work together. Very possible that they will reel them in. Not a lot of elevation on this course, but it is brought to you in really aggressive lumps, is I suppose the only way I can describe it. Christoph giving some cheers for his teammate Henrik Mard. Christoph Contant and the Pedalers made a return to the VCN team time trial this week, and for the first time in a while they took part and were straight on the podium. So Henrik Mard and Christoph, no doubt, had some good practice on their TTing skills this week. Arno Dennett and Nick Greenhalgh there riding together, wheel on wheel. Come round to this blip. The Bovary group front. Up in the lead here, Jonathan Orr, still locked with Forcinetti and Hubble. They are only a few hundred meters from the base of the Paterberg. Dilly comes flying past. Perhaps not realizing these riders are on a different lap. Encouragement coming in for Jonathan Orr. And I think Tim Cook. I hope that's you on the chat, Tim. Only says TC on the notifications. See who's going to be the fastest up. Jonathan Orr once again goes early on these slopes. Hubel whacks out huge 12.3 watts per kilogram on that base there, on that lower section, and just absolutely launches himself into the lead. Opens up a gap of 22 meters instantly. Jonathan Orr preferring a more steady pace and tempo up the ride. This climb of the Paterberg, and Hubel just unloading everything. 60 meters now. But as we've seen time and time again on the lap, it isn't enough for Hubel to keep away from them, but if he's able to do that on the final lap, it's going to be enough for him to win. We come over that segment banner there, which signifies the end of the Paterberg climb, and then we're 75 meters from the all-important start-finish line. So he's opened up a gap there of 200 meters. That's the biggest gap yet that he's managed to open up on that Paterberg climb. So you know, it's looking like for the win, Fortunetti and Jonathan Orr are going to have to put in a 200 meter gap to Hubel on these flatter sections of the course. But at this moment in time, Hubel's continuing to increase his lead, and it's not looking like we're going to have a repeat of the speed of the riders picking him back up. Hubel up at 4.75 watts per kilogram, not really easing. Coming up on back markers. Jonathan Orr now split from Fortunetti. Fortunetti not able to make the pace to catch back on, or perhaps I can just see some back markers there. Possible that Fortunetti got caught up with some back markers. See what it's nice to do here. Fortunetti Fortunetti just sitting in with those back markers. Not 100% sure if he realizes that they're not on the same lap as him, or if he's just blown. Now Jonathan Orr is starting to increase the gap on Fortunetti. There's Roman Hubel, Christoph Contant's just informing Roman Hubel. Ouch, the winning climb, I think, and it was a fantastic display of the Paterberg there. Lightning pace. Don't know anything of the pedigree of Roman Hubel. Is he known for his climbing? Jonathan Orr now round onto climb on the back side of the course, very front loaded. to Hubel just coming down slightly on this climb. As Hubel's crested, is now side enjoying some of the descent. Barnes, Williams, Birch there. Birch perhaps giving some distance to his Team 3R mate here. Hubel is 400 meters clear. Tim Cook's Hubel is one of, if not the strongest climbers in RGT. Certainly showing that tonight with these explosive accelerations up Paterberg. That most people are exhibiting on their sprints, being laid down here by Hubel. Briefly touching 10.5 watts per kilogram there. Heart rate increases. Oh, sorry about the radio silence there. We just had a bit of background noise going on. Wow, Paterberg. It's certainly shakes up those finishes, doesn't it? The Forcinetti seemingly having a technical at the end there and not finishing. We had flying from Cedric Daniels to come through and gain positions, and obviously that climb by Hubel that Christophe Contant pointed out was probably the winning move. It did keep him away, and Jonathan Orr was not able to close down that distance, although he did finish really well. And what we've done is overall standings, no harm at all in the general classification on this race. Wouter finishing well, and Nick Greenhalgh as well, who I think we missed because we were having a little bit of trouble with Forcinetti stopping so close to the finish line. It was affecting our moving of the camera, so we were occasionally dropping back and catching Forcinetti instead of the rider that we'd intended to. Is David Brookhuizen coming over the line now. Not quite giving it enough beans to get over there. Come on, David. Keep spinning those wheels. And makes over the line, 44th position. We've got Hayes too far away from Mike Wareham. He's been over in 45th position with Mike Wareham of Moonriders, 46th. Electric pace from all these riders this evening. There's Grundle now in 47th position with big gap. We've got some other riders just behind him there, but they're on a different lap. Hope that you like the new layout tonight. So I'm looking to do that for some of the other races as well. All the guys in the chat, you can chat between yourselves without me having to read everything out all the time. Gives me something to do having that. It's a little bit change up on the layout. Nice to know your thoughts, see if you liked it or not. Grundle coming up to the top of the climb now. Turn to corner, no heart rate monitor for Grundle. Have to raise anybody's heart rate that climb. Hoping to be able to do it myself in real life next year. Be nice. Might not make it up. Might have to get an electric bike to get up there, but certainly a different experience climbing cobbles in real life as it is to on a turbo. Done Swiss Hill a couple of times, which is our closest cobbled climb, and I think I've done it 3 times and I fell off twice. Bit of the bigger guys, cobbles, climbing in general, really my forte. Luther up to the top of this climb now. Evo Hyperion. Aero bike. As bike construction gets lighter, and the choice between aero and weight is not becoming such a big thing anymore. It used to be that the aero frames were quite a bit heavier than standard race frames. Standard race frames than the climbers bikes, but there's not as much of a difference anymore. And if the bike makers are anything to go by, then the aero bikes are definitely worth the slight weight penalty that they carry. WTS now with 1.91 kilometers remaining. John Beam's already got an alternate stream up. If you're a member of the Discord group, then you can jump in there. And John Beams of the Pedalers alternate stream from his race, be able to jump in and watch. BTS now. The line solo 1.3 kilometers, oh sorry, 1.1 kilometers above the rest of the competitors in the race. Now there's a little bit of a battle going back on behind. $660 meters left for WTS. One more ascent of the Paterberg. I think for the next couple of weeks we'll be doing the same strategy with Richard Akers on Facebook and YouTube, and the Heroica series on YouTube only on our second channel. It might take you a little bit longer to find it, but if you check up, we will be sharing the links on Facebook on our VCN channel, and we usually share those across as well to the users page. Go closer to the road, you can really get an idea of the sort of level of inclination the riders are having to push themselves up against here, as the gradient just continues north of 17 there. Popped out briefly at 20%. and WTS just coming up on the finish line, crossing the time of 1 hour and 4 minutes 31. Then we have a battle group coming through there, just coming up to the top. The Paterberg now. The most high. Betley and Barnes. Barnes looking to be reeling Betley back in. Most high. Managing to maintain that gap of about 17 meters. Barnes now just creeping away from Betley, that third in the group. Round the corner and onto this flatter section for most high. And most high looking like they're struggling for a gear change here. Barnes managing to keep the power on. Most high has found the gear and is kicking off. They've up briefly to 8 watts per kilogram there. Adrenaline kicking in and just creep over the finish line in front of Barnes. Betley with a last minute spurt makes it over in 52nd position. Well, that's it for the racing tonight, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope you catch us next time. We will be bringing you some more racing during the week. We may possibly, if things work out, bring you the West London race on Wednesday, but we will be back with the PRT handicap race on Thursday. Hope you all have a great evening and enjoy the rest of your night. Take care, and we'll see you next time.